Merete from Scandinavian Today. I am going to make a very traditional soup, a Danish soup. In Danish it's called Hvidkålssuppe, or in English it is white cabbage soup. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I hope you'll also like it. So let's get going.
So I'm going to use a piece of pork. It's about 2.5 pounds of pork. I'm going to cook it in water, of course, and then I'm going to add some parsley, celery top. I have a piece of onion, I have 5 peppercorns, I have some bayleaf, and then a tablespoon of salt. So let's put it in the pot, okay? And then I have just enough water to cover the meat. Alright, so now I'm adding the tablespoon of salt, bay leaf is coming in there, the peppercorns, piece of onion. Now if you have leek, use leek, but I don't have it today, so onion will work fine too. And then I'm adding the celery top. And now I'm going to cook that for a couple of hours until the meat is tender, and then I'll finish with the vegetable. And of course I have to add the parsley as well. So there we have all the meat and the herbs cooking. And while the meat is boiling, I am going to prepare the rest of the vegetable. Since I don't have leek, I'm using a whole onion, and I'm going to slice it, peel it and slice it. I have 2 large potatoes. I have a small celery root. I have the white cabbage here, and then I have a cup full of carrots. So I am going to prepare it all now. So I slice the celery into squares, and I'm also cutting the potatoes, and now I'm slicing the white cabbage, and I remove the stem of the cabbage. Here you see the meat is now starting to boil, and I remove all the foam. I have a bowl with cold water, so just put it in there and keep removing all the foam. And in it goes. So this meat has been boiling or cooking for a couple of hours, and I'm now going to remove all the vegetable and herbs that were boiling with the meat. And I'm also going to remove the meat for a second. And if there's a lot of fat, you want to let the soup cool down to remove all the fat before you serve it. But in my case, actually, there's hardly any fat here. Okay. And I can now cook the rest of the vegetable in the soup. So just make sure I get everything out. So I'm adding the cabbage. And I'm adding the onions. There they come. And of course I'm also adding the potatoes and the carrots and the celery root. Okay, here we go. Carrots are getting in there. I'm adding the celery as well as the potatoes. And now I'm going to let it cook for 10 to 15 minutes. And while I'm cooking the vegetable in the soup, I'm going to cover up the meat with a lid to keep it warm, so I can serve it all warm. And here in front of me you see the big pot of white cabbage soup. Oh gee, I can't wait to taste it because I love it. And of course here we have the piece of pork I cooked and some rye bread. We always eat with rye bread. And let me take a bite here. And of course we also always use mustard with this dish. And if you like to, you just add a little bit more pepper to the soup. So here I'm going to taste my wonderful soup. And of course the celery root is so delicious too. So here I have to taste that. So good. Really good. I'm sure you will like it too. If you like white cabbage, definitely give it a try. And then of course we need a little piece of the pork with mustard on it. Bite of the rye bread. So wonderful. And I would suggest, if you don't want to cook it on pork, just cook the soup on some chicken stock and it will taste just great, just the same. So hopefully you will enjoy our white cabbage soup. Please subscribe to our channel. I do appreciate you watching this, and I hope to hear from you another day. So, skål for today. See you. Bye bye.